Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture. We gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come and address the culture, huh? Brick by brick, you get your boy Big Wall, and you already know the vibes when y'all see the big dog next to me, PStock. Y'all know what time it is. We are here to address the culture, right, P?
That's all it's about. Addressing the culture. You know, another show, another family reunion. We in the house, you know, make it happen and talk about things, man. There's a lot of stuff, you know, out there that need to be addressed. You know, it's you know, why not? You know, so we got to make it happen. We're here to talk about it. Man.
And look, and that's what we here to do, P. Like I don't know, bro. This year it started off, you know, with a different type of feeling. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't know, is it because we can't coming out of this pandemic? And you know, you know, BP. We ain't came out this pandemic yet. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that pandemic is permanent. It's a permanent pandemic. It's the PP. They hit us with the PP. The PP, the permanent pandemic.
They dropped the P. They dropped the P. You know what I'm saying?
They dropped.
The PPP is the PP. I like that.
Yeah, it's the PP. It's the PP. Permanent pandemic. Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know if it's because we coming out the PP, as you put it, or is it just something in the air? But, you know, it's kind of mixture. It's a mixture of people wanting to get themselves together. It's a mixture of people, you know, taking, you know, their relationships and their friendships more seriously, because, you know, we lost so many people during this tragedy, you know what I'm saying? And it feel like it's a mixture. You got the people, like I said, trying to get themselves together. It's the people trying to make up for lost times. And it's the people who feel like they just in a rut. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to our community, it just seems like we are in a rut. You know what I'm saying? It's this divide that I just can't understand. And it's something that I've been seeing, and it's been an ongoing conversation in our community when we talk about black man versus black woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's this narrative within our race that we just, you know, can't get along. You know what I'm saying? And I hate this narrative. You know what I mean? When we talk about the black man and the black woman. So, you know, I wanted to come to you and I wanted to talk to you and, you know, kind of get your opinion on how you feel, just us as a culture, when I'm talking about the black culture in this country. Why do you think it's such a divide when we talk about the black man and the black woman? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It goes back to actually it goes back, I think, to the civil rights movement around that.
Talk about
okay, that was when the thing started, because the civil rights movement, you know, you was trying to you know, coming out of the Jim Crow, trying to come out of the Jim Crow period with Martin Luther King, you know, at that time, and Malcolm X. So the civil rights movement was the black family trying to strive. And I'm gonna tell you a couple of differences from the black men then and the black men now. Okay. And what had happened was basically is the feminist movement came up too at that period. You know, remember Martin Luther King was talking about equal rights for everybody. Yeah. So the women, the feminists, they grabbed a part of it, and I think that was a part of pulling the major factor, in fact, of pulling the black women away from the black man and from the family, basically by the same statement: you don't need a man. You know, we could get you assistance. That's when the welfare exploded. You know, when all the single mothers came up, and the difference between the black men from then and now and back then is we were getting educated. You know, I mean, we as a group, we have to ask ourselves, Okay, they segregated the schools. They wanted equal education. They segregated the schools. This is what we get. Before the schools were segregated, we was getting educated more faster. I mean, we had black men that had master's degrees and doctorates as janitors, maintenance
Yeah,
people.
yeah, that's a
You
fact.
know, and so that's the route we was going, like to today, where the majority of them are, uh, you know, felons. Former felons. Are locked up. A lot is coming up there in those rates. I wouldn't say the majority, but it's a lot. They try because when you look at us on a whole, we're not as big a group either. Not only do we stick together like a loose hand, we ain't tight
Mm.
with the community. We together like a loose hand, yeah, instead of being the tight, so we don't trust each other. There's always, somebody hating on somebody that just, and this is an example too, another example in comparison to this. And you go to clubs or something. Like when I was going to clubs and everything, I always noticed this. I go out to a club. When you go to a white club, it's cool. There's, people is drunk, drinking, whatever. They have their, same stuff. Some people get over drunk and arguments and everything else. They get drunk sloppy, but, there ain't nobody's in there, I mean, you're cool. You can maneuver, you cool. You don't feel like threat, even though it might be about 10 of y'all in a spot.
Right,
No,
right.
so but you're more comfortable. But when you go into one of our spots, you go into a black establishment, a black spot, you walk in, it seems like Muggs is they checking you at the door, like gritting on you. You don't even know much. You come in speaking and everything, and Mugs sucking their teeth, and I don't even know you, dude. And I really don't want to know you now. I don't even want to hear nothing you have to say, or whatever. So that's why you don't find people. You ain't going in certain spots like that. Outside of performance and working. Because there's a lot of bullshit going on there with the brothers, sitting there sucking their teeth, looking down, instead of putting their heads together, trying to figure out how we're going to get this bread and strengthen the future of our communities and build some generational wealth.
And
Start
see, and
owning
see,
stuff.
and see, I see, and that's the term where I see you going, and that's the way I kind of feel about it. You know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
kind of speaking about the black man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And and
yeah.
and for me, you know, if we follow the way it's supposed to be, the black man is supposed to lead. You see what I'm
Yes,
saying? The
yes.
black man is supposed to be the head of the household. He's supposed to lead. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And if he's leading right with a good woman, she's gonna follow, give her input, and they make the best decision for their family. You
The
know what I'm saying?
feminist
Absolutely.
movement took that away.
And took
They,
that, but see, this is what I'm saying though. Like, so with that being said, with the man supposed to be leading, our
mm-hmm.
gender, our race, the man is the lead. I feel it falls on the black man as far as why the relationship between the black man and the black woman has went so left. You know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
um, it's a lot of black men who speak about how black women are angry, how black women are this, how black women are that, and again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure some of the cases are valid. You know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
when people go through hurt, they hurt people hurt people. You know what I'm saying?
Hurt people,
And
hurt people.
and I don't think it's a black woman issue or a black man issue. I just think it's a individual issue. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But they tied in and it represents all of us as a whole, which is unfair.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the society that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
If they see an example of something that one black man did or one black woman did, it's all of us. You know what I mean? But at the
Right,
same
right.
time, I hear black men saying how aggressive black women are, how they don't want to be submissive. And me personally, I have never had that issue with a black woman. I've never
Mm-mm.
had and I think
It's in
that's
the women you pick.
it's
I
in the
mean,
woman, but it's also in the man that you are. You
yes,
see what I'm saying?
yes, yes.
And I think our black women have to be strong. You know what I'm saying? So they
Mm-hmm.
need a strong man. One thing that I hate to see, I hate to see a black woman with a weak man. You know what I'm saying? And I know he weak. You know what I'm saying? I can look at him and tell that he is kinks in his armor, and he's supposed to be the head of their household. You know what I'm saying? And so me, I take it personal that black men are not protecting black women the way they should be. You know what I'm saying? And again, let's be clear. I'm not making an excuse for black women, but if we follow in the law where the man is supposed to lead and the man is supposed to be that representation, that pillar in our race, it falls on us on why the communication has broken down, why we don't get along as black men and black women. We can't ask for them to do so much, and then it's their fault why things ain't going the way it's supposed to go. It can't work like that. It can't be like that. We have to take some accountability, you know what I mean, and be the men that we supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? So
it's different. It's different too because of and I was saying, I'm not making excuses. I agree 100% that the man is the reason, because we are supposed to lead that thing, even though the woman has everything, which is the problem. The institutions, the unfair institutions, the way the black man is treated by the institutions. This ongoing jokes. You know, you hear white women saying, "Well, if you want to have bad credit, marry a black man or something." You know, whatever. You hear him saying, you know,
it's so many of those.
Stuff, those little jokes. You know, stuff like that, where because they know that's the way you're looked at. So the institutional part is tough. That's hard. So what has to happen is, and I'm glad we're on this point, it's a shift in the dynamic of that family unit where, okay, the man was the hunter, the gatherers, okay, always, and then the woman, you know, the nurturers. Well, you still can be that, you know, the woman that has to go out the house. Women been going outside the house to work, taking care of other people's kids before they can take care of their own kids. Then got to go home and take care of their kids at night, being a housekeeper all day. Kind of got to pick up, because a lot of men, what I see, a lot of men don't have positions that, you know, it supports. It's the roles are reversed. The woman is making more money, the higher earners in that household, just because the status. Most of the women, the black women too, are getting more educated. They're getting educated. They're going to school.
Absolutely.
I went to college. You went to college. You sit in college. There ain't many of us in college.
Absolutely.
You can sit in classrooms. You can see.
But that's not a problem. I applaud the black women for wanting to go get educated. I applaud the black women for wanting to better themselves. It's up to the men to match that or exceed that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And be their representation, man. I know I'm not for sure if you're familiar with it, but it's a group of brothers that call themselves the Passport Bros.
Yeah, I got a man that's one of them. A boy, he's one of them. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And they go around and they talk down about the black woman, and they go around and they say they want to find women from other cultures and all of that.
The femininity.
But that's crazy though. I disagree with that. Like I hate when us as black men paint that narrative of our women. Like let's just say if it is true, okay? And which is not. But let's just hypothetically say that everything that these brothers are saying is true about the black woman. What are you going on internet and going to the world talking bad about our counterparts going to do for us?
That doesn't help. That doesn't help the situation.
It doesn't help the situation. Really, what it does, it makes us look even more crazy into the world. Because you don't see white men out here talking about their white women like that. You don't see the Asian men out here talking about their Asian women. And you don't see the Mexicans out here talking about the Mexican women, even though I'm pretty sure they have issues with them as well. Their counterparts, you know what I'm saying? But they don't disrespect them publicly on a stage like black men do. And black women. Let's be clear, because it's a movement with black women too. Where they say they fed up, you know what I'm saying? And they talk greasy about us men too. You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear.
No other race has been pitted, have been put in the position each other like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, all the other races and nationalities you name, they haven't been pitted against. The man and the woman in that group hasn't been pitted against each other.
Yeah.
They haven't been. Now the women,
and it's been like that for since the beginning of time. where they has been putting us against each other, like with caged animals fighting, like with, you know what I'm saying? And I hate that narrative. I hate the fact that black women don't feel protected by black men, and I hate the fact that black men don't feel supported by black women. You know what I'm saying? And the narrative is crazy because black women are the most supportive women on the planet, and black men are the strongest and the most, you know, ambitious and you know, men on the planet. And the fact that we don't see that within each other is just disheartening. You know what I'm saying? So I really hate that narrative that's been painted about us, because it's not getting no better. It's actually getting worse. You know what I'm saying?
It's getting worse. And it's in certain communities, because now it's coming out, you know, about the women, the gold digging women. You know, or what I've been seeing a lot of that, the gold digging women. And there's one sister on there I see, she does a podcast and she's challenging women. I like her, and she's challenging them and putting them to the task, you know, where women are figuring out, you know, that what do women got to figure, like, and not all, because some of our women's making strides, but you got them women that think what they have, you know, that their vagina is going to get them everything that they want. And there's some guys that go for that, and that's what they're slave to. You know, back in the day, we used to call ourselves MOB. You know, that was our thing. You know, we had to do that first. So, but now it's, you know, it's different. And then you see a femininity in the men, you know, the younger men coming up.
Okay, now.
You are seeing that too. A more of a femininity, now. Like you know, like, and that's a part of it. And then you're seeing a hardness of the women, like the women got to take hard, got to be hard. And I admit it, I have granddaughters and everything else. They all got license to carry, concealed, they shoot, and everything else. You know, they ain't playing. And the family, and the guys don't. So, you know, they're not playing. So, I mean, it's different. You know, now the climate is different, and I can see it. I can see the research, you know, and we always push for our children to be independent. You know, let's go for it, be independent, you know, and be your own self, you know, whatever you want to be. And that's what's happening. And I get, you know, the femininity and all that stuff, but that's not going to change, because, you know, there's other narratives out there that we can go on for days about that, what's going on, tied into the institutional systematic stuff that's going on in this nation now with the jails and everything else, you know. But and the education, that's the things, the education, you know, we're not getting educated in that sense, going forward and being educated. The trade jobs are vital, and I tell people this right now. Why do you think our manufacturing ain't up? All these little white kids don't want to do it, you know. And the people that are in these jobs and these companies that have it, they're holding on to get some new white people, I would say, like Ukrainian people coming in or whatever, because they still don't want to train the Spanish, the blacks, that like machinists, jobs that you got a journeyman under somebody. They got to train you on the spot how to do it, and you just do that job and get paid and learn and get paid. Those people are in their 70s, 80s trying to retire, and they can't, because they didn't train nobody to replace them.
Yeah.
So these companies got to throw money at them to keep working, you know, more attractive than retiring. So to get into those positions where you can have your girl, your wife, educated, whatever, doing nursing or doing whatever type of education, teaching, or whatever type of position, and you can have a position of prominence where you can go in and buy a house and maneuver and get things and own things and get land, buy land, build your house or whatever.
But see, those are the things that we should be doing together.
Doing together, exactly.
We talk about the black man and the black woman,
yeah,
you know,
building together. A lot of women don't know how to build, Big Walt. That's the whole problem. A lot of women.
I don't think it's a woman issue, P. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they didn't have men. They didn't have the right men in their lives.
I'm not gonna put that on a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not finna take that narrative. I put it all on a black man. It's the black man, bruh. I don't care. I don't care. At the end of the day, we are supposed to be the men. We are the men, bruh. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't care how masculine or tough or whatever a woman is, bro. I ain't never had that issue with a woman. Period. Period.
Neither do I, you know,
bro, she could be single, she could be whatever, high hard and tough, bro. When she come around a real man, she gonna be submissive. You know why?
Yeah.
Because women want to be submissive. They want to be led by somebody that they love and they trust, and they feel like gonna hold them down. That's a woman's nature. Period. Period. They put up them walls and their facade because they feel like they have to, bro. You see what I'm saying? They don't feel protected. And I don't care what nobody say, man, that falls on us.
That is true,
too. Man, bro.
That is true, but you got to look at it like this, where there being more women than men in our communities. Okay, first, you got more women. And then you got these cycles of women that are single women that are raising daughters that they haven't been taught things, because I see it all the time. They haven't been taught. So it's a cycle of that going on. And it's a bigger, scarier number than ever seen. That's the same as the vagina girls, I want to call them. The vajayjay girls. You know, they can get it. So that's an issue.
But them cycles, that's them ongoing cycles that's been passed on.
We got to break them, but then you can't tell them, you're not my father. You gonna tell me what I can do, what I don't. When they don't listen, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you, look at this. If you do it this way, for every action, that there's a reaction and then there's a result. So you gotta just take it easy and just evaluate everything and make the right decisions. I'll help people go to school. If I can tell them, go to school. If you don't have nothing to do, go to school, get a trade, hang out with the uncle that's a carpenter, learn how to be a carpenter, learn how to be a plumber, go to school, be a mechanic. Those jobs are viable. You need them. They're not going to go away yet. Get into the next phase, get into robotics and everything, because the sisters are, the black women are.
I was just going to say that.
The women are.
The women are getting their degrees, and the women are getting these 6 and 7 figure jobs and salaries. Like, it's the black man. Bro.
I love it. The black man got to keep up. They got to get
the black man.
They got to get off of the street shit.
Yeah. And see, that's what I was finna say. Then we go to the streets, and then when we do come up, we want to go tip outside of the race. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. Don't get it twisted. Love who you love. If you want to go be with a woman of another race, that's fine. I love who you love. You know what I'm saying? That's not my problem.
And that's
my
all individuals.
That's individual. My problem is when you do that, you have to post salt on the black woman. Both things can be true. You could go find somebody from another race and fall in love, but you don't have to turn around and say, see, the black women don't do this and the black women don't do that, and that's why they this and they that. That's not helping the situation. You looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's my problem. When you find yourself having to put somebody down in order to lift somebody else up, and you're not doing it, all you doing is making yourself look crazy. And that goes for black women too. That goes for black women too. Because in there are some black women who are again fed up, and they are bashing black men as well. You see what I'm saying? And they saying, okay, black women, you start going out and you start dating other races, and when they doing that, they bashing a black man at the same time while uplifting another race. You know what I'm saying? Which is not helping us as a whole. Because again, you don't see no other race doing that to each other. And again, I know they have eternal issues with each other, but publicly, they're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's making black men look crazy, and it's making black women look crazy as a whole. And my hope for the future is for us to come together, bruh. How are we going to come together and reach certain heights as a culture if we fighting ourselves? You know what I'm saying? We are internally fighting. We can't even get ourselves together to get on the same page because it's internal fight. You know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about the colorism. We talking about featureism. We talking about hairism. It's so many different internal battles within our culture that we have to put these fires out, these internal fires out, in order for us to be able to face the world. You see
as
what
a
I'm
group.
saying?
Yeah, I agree with the light skin, dark skin stigma.
Yeah,
you got the other thing. And that's
it's one thing.
And that's
another.
true. Yeah, and let me tell you, I've been subject to that throughout growing up in my life. So I see it, and I've seen it firsthand when I lived in Baltimore and I worked in Baltimore. I seen it firsthand that way. But it's one of those things where I agree with everything you're saying. The men got to step up and do things, but the women got to open up and they got to be receptive and learn on the process of building. And you got to show somebody else, because you might have a friend, a girlfriend. You can't save everybody. You can try, but there's going to be one or two that's going to get led astray. You're going to try that's going to fall off squad, but try to set goals, short-term goals to meet for yourself. And this is for both, teenagers, for our community, to make these goals, financial goals, job, want to save to do this, want to go to school, want to do that, want to be able to make this happen, because you don't have all the resources. You're growing up in a low-income house, low-income household, so you're trying to make the best of it and build off you got. So you got to come out the gate working. You can't really, you're not afforded to just go to school, chill, study, and build, especially for men, without getting astray. That black man, some are, we are gaining more wealth, period. And I know that. You can go to Prince George's County, Maryland, and see, But and I tell people real quick, if you got love for your hometown, that's cool. But if your hometown ain't giving you nothing, get out of it. Move. Go someplace else. It might not be the spot for you. Go out what people are doing. Jump in. You got growth in places, especially because the color of your skin, where they ain't playing fair with you. But then get out of there. Okay, you just want to play fair. I don't want to be around it. I'm out of here. See you.
Yeah.
Keep your stinking factories, your stinking low-income jobs. Get out. I'll go someplace else where the people are more joined into this rainbow world that we live in. And making things happen. And that's the way you got to look at it. So I understand that, but you're right. It's with the education with the men. I think porn industry changed that too, with the younger generation, with the internet, phones, showing people, these young guys are learning how, and young girls, that's how they're learning about sex. Watching porn, doing that stuff, which ain't sex. That's badly acted sexual actions, So.
And to piggyback off of that, you know what I'm saying? Not only the porn industry, to be honest, I'm gonna blame hip hop as well too.
Hip hop has its fault in it too.
Has its fault when we talk about, especially when we talk about the young ladies in today's society. The young ladies are believing these songs. You know what I mean? They are believing these facades that these artists are portraying. When you talk about Cardi B, you know what I mean? When you talk about the City Girls, when you talk about artists that are portraying Megan Thee Stallion, artists that are portraying as if it's fuck a nigga, get a bag. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about them. You know what I'm saying? Get this money, go live a lifestyle.
Yeah, but the JJ girls.
But to be honest with you, they don't live that lifestyle. When you look at Megan Thee Stallion right now, she just got done with that trial when she was on trial over her sex life. Her and her boyfriend have been having issues. She was embarrassed by that. You know why? Because it ain't a hot girl summer. It ain't that. You know what I'm saying? She cared about that. When you talk about Cardi B, she's very submissive to Offset. She ain't playing no game. She in there cooking. She up in there cleaning. When you talk about JT, Lil Uzi Vert got her in check. You know what I'm saying? She's listening to Lil Uzi. Lil Uzi tell her what to do, and she listen. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Young Miami, she's very submissive. You know what I mean? These images and these these images that they putting out and they're portraying like this the lifestyle that they're living, it's not true. And you got a whole generation that's looking at that and thinking that's what it is and that's how it is, but it's really not.
You gotta build. You gotta build.
So you can't pay attention to that. That is entertainment.
Yeah, that's entertainment.
You know what I'm saying? It sound good, it look good, it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the average household with a man and a woman, if the man is on point, the woman is on point, they are happy. The woman has no problem with being submissive to her man. The man has no problem with providing and protecting and laying his life down for his family, because that's our job. Men are supposed to die for his family.
And men want to do that.
This is what I'm saying. So
they want to do that.
If I'm supposed to be able to die for you, you could be submissive to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's really how it is. But it's this narrative that that's not what it is, and it's just further tearing us apart, because that's really what we want. If you ask a black woman, what does she want? She want a man that's going to lead. She want a man that's going to be the man. You see what I'm saying?
That's going to hold down the house. That's going to make it happen. That's going to make this decisions. You know, that was the thing. That goes back.
You ask a woman what she wants. She say she wants somebody that's going to provide, that's going to protect, that's going to lead. That's what we want. Like you said, it goes back to the beginning of time, bro.
Looking for a James Evans, you know.
Come on, man.
Looking for a James Evans.
Come on, man. You know, everybody want old James Evans. You know what I'm talking about?
You know, living in the bricks, holding it down. Man. And it is. And I've seen it. You know, I've grew up and I've seen strong men with families that were blended families, as you say. You know, blended families, holding it down, making it go. And that's another thing, too. You know, we gotta build like and that's gone too, and it's a big problem with that in the community, where it takes a village to raise the children. So if you got an older, if you got that village ain't have, I know, but you got the older ones that's knowledgeable, trying to pass it on to the kids, or tell you your kids putting themselves in danger. You need to check them on this and let you know, instead of screaming on them and breaking on people. You don't tell my kids, well, they're putting themselves in danger. I just want you to, you know, get them out of there. I was trying to tell them, you know, those are your kids. I don't want to see nothing bad happen.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that, man. Don't talk to my kids. Don't touch my kids. You bet not put your hands on my kids. It's smoke. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was once a time where if you got in trouble, you would get 4-5 whoopings before you get home to get a whooping. You know what I'm saying?
I had it. Yeah, I had it. I grew up in those times. And when you think about it in those times, you know, you I mean, that's a discipline. Yeah. And I see the lack of discipline.
But the neighborhoods was better. The community was better. You know what I'm saying? It was more
stronger. Yeah, the communities were stronger.
And like you said, when they brought in the welfare and separated the households, and then they brought in crack and so many different things that continue to break down our culture. And again, let's be clear. I don't want to sit here and make it seem like the reason we are the way we are is just because we chose to be like this. It has been decades and decades on mistreatment, plotting, scheming,
institutional racism,
absolutely,
stealing, institutionalized lying. I'll say the whole album, call it institutionalized lying. You know, and don't think we're ranting and hate white people and everything else.
Not at all.
Because that's not the case. You know?
Not at all.
It's just what's going on. We just want to be equal like everybody else. We want to be able to go and participate.
We just want our race to be as strong as every other race.
Everybody. You know what I mean? We pay taxes.
That's it. We just trying to fix our race. That's it. It's really not about the other races. You see what I'm saying? Really, like, I don't have no problem with no other race. This is not about that. This is about us trying to fix what's going on so
in
we
our
can
community
be better in our community.
Because it's all misgiven for years. What you doing sitting home? I heard it the other day. They was talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene saying black people are lazy and something else.
Yeah,
you know that same old stuff. Yeah, they always say that's the same narrative they say, which ain't true. Black people are tired and lazy of working, doing the same job as everybody else and getting paid less and have to work harder. You know, get out of here. You know, kiss her ass for that. Yeah. You know, but you know, that's to be frank about it.
Yeah.
But you know, that's what it is. And it's years and years out. You got people that withdraw. They just don't want to deal with it. Look, I don't want to deal with it. They live out on their own. They work out on their own. They go to work. They seem like loners, quiet, whatever. They just don't want to deal with any of that stuff with anybody. They hang with their family, whatever friends they got. That's it. You know, whatever routines they have. So you got what I call fringe people. There's a lot of people living on the fringes, you know, that's like, man, this ain't worth it. People, you know, I work just as hard as anybody else, and they're trying to tell me I can't do this. I don't have the right
It's
for
cap.
that.
It's cap. You know what I'm saying? It's so many different narratives out here that just keep perpetuating the same thought, the same mass state of everything that's causing our community to be where it is. You know what I mean?
And
the
all of
purpose
those
of this show is to uplift and change the mass state. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all it is, to address it. You know what I'm saying? That's it, P. We trying to address it because the only way we're going to fix it if we talk about it and point it out. Again, I don't blame nobody for loving who they want to love and being who you want to be, but you don't have to tear us down to do that. You see what I'm saying?
You don't have to.
You don't have to do that. You know, it doesn't make any sense. It makes us look even crazier out here in the world when you see us continuing to tear each other down. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I really hate. I take it personal, man. I hate hearing the stories when I hear black women feeling like they're not protected and not supported by black men.
They're doing that, and there's a lot more. That. There's a lot more black women marrying European men now.
Absolutely.
You know? That's the big thing going on now. And they're getting prime ones. They got one in the Supreme Court, one in vice presidency, all kind of brown women that make I'm not mad at it. You know, that's the way it goes. You know, we do it like you said, it's your choice, you know, of who you like and fall in love with and who you're attracted with. And as long as you ain't hurting nobody and you're growing and you're taking care of your kids and teaching them right.
Love who you love, be who with you want to be with. You know, I have no problem with that. I'm not here to throw no stones or judge nobody. You know what I'm saying? I can't condemn you. But all I'm saying is when we talk about us, you know what I mean? You don't have to tear us down to be happy. You know what I'm saying? To do what you need to do. Because it's enough black women out here and it's enough black men out here who, when you really listen to what they're saying they want the same things. You see what I'm saying? They really want the same things, but it's been so much distrust. It's been so the communication has been broke down to the point where ain't nobody trying to hear it.
Turning everybody against one another.
Yeah, man. And that's not gonna get us to where we need to get to. You know what I mean? We just need to have a come to the mind conversation and put everything on the table and let everything go. You see what I'm saying? Because for some strange reason, no, it's not a strange reason. You know what I'm saying? I know why we are the way we are. You know what I mean? Because of everything that we've been through as a race. But at the same time, in order for us to get past it, we got to have conversations like this, and we got to change the mind state of our people. You know what I'm saying?
All day long. Hold on. And that's what we got to do. And you said it's correct. And that's what we got to do. And I think it's in education. We need to sit down and educate and come together, learn together, and to grow that way, to get back grown with the true history and get into the habit of building households, building the community back up, because we're the foundation of it. You know, we're the nurturers of it. So we got to get back to that. And the education, you know, and this is something too I want to leave with people on this thought too. Back in the day, back in ancient Africa, back in the times, right? You know, like I said, the men were the hunters and gatherers. Okay. So the men during the day, they hunt and gather and hunt food to get food, supplies for the family, to take care of the kids and everything else. So at night, you know, the men got to get up early and do the same thing every day. So at night, they go to sleep. You know, they have their little fun. They drink their little wine or their juice or whatever they did out there in those days. They go to sleep. So when they slept at night, the women mapped the stars. The women was up mapping the stars at night. The women were up developing math, you know. So that's why, you know, that science and us are so close. So we worked together back then that way. That's what we got to get back to. We hunt and gather to take care of everything during the day. So while we rest at night to get up to hunt and gather, they're up mapping the stars, learning, but they're watching everything.
They
watching
watch
the
it.
facts.
It's the same thing. It resonates today. We go out, we make the money. The woman pay all the bills, make sure the house is good, make sure everything is running smoothly, and make it easier for us to go out and get the paper. You know what I mean? But now it's a situation where the women out getting the paper too. So it can be even a better situation where we both bringing money in and we both navigating and figuring things out. Two heads are better than one. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Strength
Absolutely.
and numbers.
Man,
that's what we always say. Strength and numbers, man.
Yes.
And I'm not really against too that this got to come back into play with our community too. When you get these households like the Asians, like our Spanish brothers and sisters and other groups, is stop with that. When you're 18, you got to get out of here. You know, when you're 18 years old, you got to pack up and go. You know, we can't put our kids out like that.
Nah, I don't
especially a lot of them getting put out there like that. They're not even trained.
They're not ready.
They're not ready. They're not educated. They're not trained. They're not even together. So with that being said, you know, that's got to be something where you got to start. We got to get back to the days that you have the generational families in the same household to maintain and to pass on everything to those kids. You know, we're almost being forced back into that, you know, by the economies and by, you know, the money situation and everything. Pretty soon it's going to be, everybody's going to be living in one place, and we got to put together y'all take care of this part, y'all take care of that part, just like the others, the Asians, the Indians, the Spanish, and they build that way. And y'all build, save your money. Y'all get a place. Y'all can move. Boom.
Yeah.
Go get a place. Y'all did it. Y'all saved. Y'all got enough money. Y'all sure? Peace. Y'all can move.
Yeah.
You know, so, and we don't do that. We're so bent on when you're 18, you got to get out of my house and this, that, and the other. And they proud. You 18, you got to go. You're 18, you got to go. No, there's got to be some rules and boundaries.
And then you got to know your child too. You got to know, just because they 18 don't mean they 18. You know what I mean?
No,
you got to know the maturity level. Absolutely.
You're not ready to be on your own. I don't even trust you going to school by yourself. So you're going to have to do this, that, and the other. You know,
I left the house at 17 years old. Never went back. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But I was a different type of kid. I couldn't imagine my daughter, and she's 15 right now. I couldn't imagine me putting her out in 3 years and saying that she's just ready to be out there in the world. No, she is not. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You have, and my daughter is very mature. Let's be clear. You know what I mean? Yeah, I have a very smart, intelligent, very mature daughter, but she's still not ready to be out there on her own yet. You see what I'm saying? It's a time for that. And like I've always told her, like, take your time, grow up, be a child as long as you can, because I wasn't able to be afforded that luxury to just be a child. You see what I'm saying? I had to grow up a lot faster than I should have. You know what I mean? And it was my pleasure to give her that. If I didn't give her anything else, I was able to let her be a child. You know,
that's what you got to do. Let them have an imagination.
18 years. 18 years to be a kid. That's it. 18 years. You got the rest of your life to be an adult. It is not going nowhere. Trust me. You will be an adult. You see what I'm saying? Take your time and be a kid. And my kids has been able to do that. So I definitely agree with what you're saying.
That's good. That's 100%. And that's what I say. You got to let them have their own imagination.
Yeah.
You got to keep them kids, because these kids growing up, bro. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I didn't get a TV in my room until I was in high school.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have that. You know, I couldn't have no phone in my room until I was in high school. That's when we had them phones. We get that long extension cord. And had that cord all the house. Yeah. And you'd be in the room, and then you got the rest of it pulled under the door. You know that. So, you know, that's the type of way we came from. But that mindset and that thing is crazy. But we gotta, you know, start, you know, basically compartmentalizing our families, you know, and get our families together, you know, to get the family units together and keep spreading on and to work as a unit. Okay, I just heard from Bryson. He said he's not with his laptop today. He said he forgot. He said, my bad. He said he could come back on next week.
All right.
You know, so that's cool. But but that's an issue with stuff that goes on in our community, man. And I see it, man. I got granddaughters, like you said. I got granddaughters. I'm happy, they're sisters. And they all, like got their own thing. One, she's on her education route. Love it. Being a professional. She wants to be a dentist. She's on her path. She's in dental, got accepted. She's cool. Her sister's on the family path, work, everything else. Intelligent as heck, finding her way, taking care of her kids, trying to raise her kids, but willing to learn and grow and do other stuff to make, it better for her family. She's about the family. The partner, I don't know. So stuff like that you got to deal with, that you can't go. And these are women. They're 25 years old. So there's nothing you can say. They just that's what they are, and you want to see them grow. Like everybody got their, even the guys. You'd like to hope you do the right thing, because I want to tell you, my mom and dad, especially my mom, put the fear in me. She used to say, "Listen, if you can't," and my dad too. If you feel you can't spend the rest of your life with this woman, do not have children with this woman.
Yeah.
That's what he said. If you can't spend the rest of your life with this woman, don't have no children with this woman.
Yeah.
That was their thing. Their thing.
And my uncles used to tell me, if you can't look at this woman and see this how you want your daughters to be, don't have no child with her. You see what I'm saying? Like if you don't want your daughter to be like her, like this type of woman,
don't have no child with her.
Absolutely.
And those are some of the things, man, and some of the advice I pass on, even with young men, and
vice versa. Vice
versa. Yeah,
absolutely.
You dating a woman, you meet her mom, you get to see the future of what you date.
Absolutely.
And vice versa. Women, you dating a man who don't know how to treat his mom right, or his mom's always out. Then you gotta realize who you dating.
Absolutely.
So that's what it goes both ways, like you said. So all of those things, and this is a topic and a conversation that we're going to continue to have.
That's a fact.
Because there's going to be breakthroughs and stuff that happen, and there's a lot of positives coming out of it. I like the fact that the Black women are doing stuff, and they're building communities, professions, and arts, and everything else. And and the men are too. Let's get them building, and let's get them going, and let's keep it together. Let's stay on the same path to build and grow back together. For the sake of the future of the group, of our group.
Yeah. I like that, man. I couldn't have said it no better. Y'all heard from us. Now we want to hear from y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, join the Culture Gang, join iHipHopTV. Y'all know the vibe. So anytime we drop any kind of content, y'all be the first one to get it. Leave it in the comments. Let us know how y'all feel about this topic. If y'all want us to spin a block, we're definitely going to continue to have this conversation, and we might bring in your questions, or might bring one of you guys on who have a different opinion, or share the opinion of us. We ain't ducking no smoke. You already know the vibes. You know what I'm saying? But like P said, this is going to be an ongoing conversation, because we definitely need some healing in our community. So again, I'm your boy Tone, Big Wall Capone. You already know the vibes.
I'm your man PStock. iHipHop. Let's go.
And like I always say, your culture makes you who you are. So make sure they respect it. We're going to catch you on the next episode. We up out of here.
going on, y'all? It's your girl, Lady Luck, and I'm here with the homie Big Wall, and you are now tuned in to Address the Culture, where we're addressing everything in the culture. Keep it locked.